It's a great day to be a miner. In today's video, we got a whole bunch of cool new hardware to open. We got GPUs, we got all kinds of gear. We need to tear into it. Let's stop gabbing and let's spin that intro. Pew. Hey, how are ya? We got a lot of cool new stuff to open, so let's get into it. Bam! All right, let's move some of these. These are all exciting. These are the best hardware, these 4 boxes. Let's go ahead and open the 2 plain boxes. They both came from the same place, so we'll open them first. It's that time. RGB knife, engage. That never gets old. All right, let's see what's in this one. This is, dum dum dum, man, that's a big box for this. This is an EVGA power link adapter. Oh, that's just an accessory I added into the cart. Let's see what's the main prize. Plain black box from EVGA. This is an RTX 2060 Super. Next. Same place as EVGA RX. And we have the box, another beautiful plain black box. And this one is a RTX 2070 Super. I'm gonna add both of these into my existing miscellaneous temporary rig, because if you don't have a temp rig, you just ain't doing things right. You gotta keep the cards rotating in and then finding their new homes. Otherwise, you got a lot of cards just laying around like I often do. Next, let's just move on to some of the accessories. I checked this just to make sure it's all good. What do we got in here? Mining accessories. These are actually fancy little thumb screws that Hashrate suggested that he uses on his mining rigs to hold his GPUs in. I usually just use plain screws, but after watching Hashrate, I thought maybe I would give this a whirl. These are actually kind of handy little screws. And these are just fancy little thumb screws that you can use to hook your GPU I/O bracket into your frame instead of having shiny little sheet metal screws. So I thought I would try these out. They were only like $4 or $5 for a package of 40, so let's give them a whirl. Next, this is just a 5-pack of RGB up here 120mm fans with hub. These are the best economical, cheap way to go for your cooling. They don't have the best CFM, but for the price and the beauty and the extra hash rate from the RGB, you can't go wrong with the up here's. If you want a higher CFM, we're gonna get into those in just a minute. All right, back to the accessory bag. Had to get some more splitters. These are the standard 6-pin to dual 8-pin splitters. Nothing fancy here. Picked up a multi-pack just off of Amazon because it was quick and I needed them for my upcoming build. There you go. Nothing fancy, just a plain normal splitter. I'll make sure to link these items in the description. Next, what else do we have? These are HDMI dummy plugs. If you don't know what an HDMI dummy plug is, basically this replicates like you actually have a real HDMI display plugged into your motherboard or graphics card. In my case, this would be for the motherboard. This will trick it into thinking that there is an HDMI display out. It's called a headless unit. So I needed a few of these. This will help me when I remote into a PC so that I get a nice full display rather than a 480p. Next, PCIe 124 splitter. And these are very important if you want to expand the capabilities of your motherboard beyond the amount of PCIe slots that come native on the board. This will allow me to turn my X16 slot into 4 GPUs instead of 1. And the next item, these are the other fans that I highly recommend throughout the years. These have been great fans. They perform miracles. These actually move tons of air compared to the pretty RGB up here's. These aren't pretty. but they are very good for mining. Amazon did not have the Arctic Direct Buy 5-pack in stock when I ordered these 4, so I went ahead and ordered them because I'm gonna need a whole bunch of fans in my next build, and you won't want to miss that one. So let's go ahead and see what's in this bag. And this is the actual Arctic 5-pack where you buy it direct and you get a really good deal. I think the 5-pack costs about $25. The CFM on these are around 50 CFM, maybe 54 CFM, compared to around 30 something on a standard 120 mil. And these fans are actually 1800 RPM, where most standard 120 millimeter fans are going to be about 1200 RPM. That's why these move a ton of air for the price. You can't beat them. All right, moving on to the most exciting. These are brand new from Newegg. These were bought direct. These weren't shuffle. These were actually bought when they dropped on the site. What's in the box, Brad? What's in the box? Okay, let's open it. Ooh, I'm pretty proud of this one. I really want to test it and compare it to my others. This is the RX 6600 XT Sapphire Nitro edition. This ran just over $500, and I was able to actually get it without buying a combo, so that was pretty exciting. I picked that up early one morning. It was on a drop. It didn't last very long in stock. No shocker there. I have 5 or 6 other 6600 XTs, so it will be pretty cool to compare the 5 or 6 different varieties and see which one outperforms which, and which has the best hash rate, and which has the best price to performance, because that's the most important part. Next, let's move on to this guy. Note the bigger box, meaning it's probably the combo mambo, because that's how Newegg rolls 90% of the time. If you want a graphics card, you gotta buy something you don't want with it. And dun, 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 it is a Z390 motherboard. So this actually can be in handy. I'm gonna keep this one around as an overstock for another rig in the future, because this is a quality board. And I think my man Seb Heslo has actually used this in a couple of his builds, and he's put 12 1660 supers on one of these boards using the PCIe 1-to-4 splitters. So I might have to use this one and keep this one stock. Usually it comes with some terrible micro ATX AMD board that you have no use in mining, and then you're stuck with a pile of motherboards that you have to liquidate at a cheap cost. All right, so for the real prize in this box, let's see what it is. Dun, dun, dun. And this one is the Gigabyte RX 6600 XT Eagle Tri-Fan. This one will be pretty exciting as well. And it does have the triple fan cooling on a low power card, so it'll be exciting to see how it actually performs thermally and how it actually hashes. Generally, the Eagle are your lower end value, and they usually have bad thermal pad placement or no thermal pad placement, and the cooler is just kind of so-so. But the price to performance on these are usually kind of towards the top because of the lower price tag. All right, so there we have it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 new graphics cards. I now have 7 different models of RX 6600 XTs to test, to play with, and to build a rig with. And so now I have additional cooling with my Arctic 120mm fans, and I have some 120mm RGB up here fans. Those will all go into my next rig build that's coming very soon. And I have a 2060 Super and a 2070 Super, both from EVGA Direct, that will go into my miscellaneous rig. I got a new motherboard. I got all kinds of new hardware. I can't be talking all day. I gotta get building. Let's cut to that outro. Well, there you have it. We got some great new hardware to put into some new mining rigs. We need to get this stuff up and running, up and hashing, and we need to earn those profits. If you're new to mining or you need some assistance, make sure to join our Discord. There's always plenty of seasoned vets out there willing to help you out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Smash that like button and subscribe for future content. Thanks for coming along and enjoy the ride. Pew!